From 1776 to 2024, we have been living in the greatest country in the universe, America. But that everything comes from something. Nothing just comes from nothing. And Jamestown was the first foundation of our country that we live in today. Theodore Roosevelt said, "Nothing in the world is worth having or doing unless it means effort, pain, difficulty. I have never in my life evided a human being who led an easy life. I have evided a great many people who had led a difficult lives and led them well." The Jamestown settlers took this to heart when they suffered pain, persecution, and even in some cases, death. The Jamestown settlers set sail from England on 3 ships: the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery, with hope of success. Now, when they arrived in Jamestown, when they first arrived, they arrived in Cape Cod, and once they got there, they followed the James River, and then ended up in Jamestown. They decided that this would be a great place to settle, being the fact that there was a place where they could go into, which would be the James River, and they could easily unload all their stuff from the ships. When they got there, they created a triangle-shaped village or settlement, which would help help protect themselves from any invading forces. Now, it didn't take them long to realize that this was going to be very hard to survive, let alone thrive. And that's when we get to the starving time. Now, the starving time was a very difficult time for the settlers. As you can see here, we almost have their bones coming out. This led to them eating and drinking very foul things such as snakes, boiled leather, and even resorting to cannibalism. They would have to eat their family members' dead bodies, even having to dig up their neighbors' dead bodies, and unfortunately there was not much meat on their bones, as you could see from before. But luckily, soon after, they decided, we're just gonna burn everything down and we're gonna leave. And on their way out, they discovered more ships unexpectedly coming in, which those ships from England forced them to turn around and to rebuild Jamestown. So they established a new leader, and that leader helped them into success. They decided that they were going to take back what was theirs from the Indians, which had essentially bullied them since the time that they got there, which started a very bad relationship between the Indians and the settlers. This would essentially lead to the Anglo-Powhatan War. Now, the Anglo-Powhatan War was a great thing for England because 1, they won the war, and then 2, a great thing happened, which was the kidnapping of Pocahontas, which was Powhatan's daughter, and this would help them because when Pocahontas was in captivity, she converted to Christianity, and when she was given back to the Indians, the Indians befriended the English, and later on married John Rolfe. Now, John Rolfe was a farmer, and he farmed tobacco, and he created seeds for tobacco, which would essentially lead Jamestown in the right direction financially. That became their main source of income, which would grow Jamestown and lead them to become more successful. Now that they became successful, we have Sir Thomas Dale, which issued a 3-acre decree. Now, this 3-acre decree stated that any original settlers would get 3 acres of land, and any other settlers would get a smaller portion of land. This would essentially create more land in Jamestown, grow Jamestown, and would have the settlers be self-sufficient. And that would be the foundation of America that we have today, the greatest country in the world.